This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 111, March 20th, 2017.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with BHPhotoVideo and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's episode is brought to you by Adorama.com. We're more than a camera store. LifePixel.com. Infrared camera conversions open up a whole new world of possibilities. And Topaz Labs. Bring your photos to life. I'm hearing a large truck rumbling outside the studio there.
The trash truck is going by.
Oh, not again. Good morning, cool heads. Welcome to an exciting episode of Cool Photo Tools. My name is BHPhotoVideo, and all the way in the back is Rhonda Spencer.
In the back of the bus again, still.
All the way in the back there.
The back.
Back of the studio, anyway.
Back of the studio. Hello.
So, good morning. Welcome, Rhonda.
Good morning, Jay.
We had some exciting things happen over the last week or so, and so I thought we'd bring those up to your attention today. And one of those was we got an email from photographer Eric Stoner, and Eric teaches classes for Canon, and he's up on all the Canon gear, and he detected a small error in our January podcast that he brought to our attention.
What? Us?
I know. Hard to believe.
Hard to believe.
But anyway, so Eric said in this email, he said that I guess, and apparently I don't remember this, but apparently we railed on Canon for not having a wireless camera, not camera,
flash,
a wireless radio transmitter in their flash units. Mm-hmm. And according to Eric, that where have we been since they did that in 2012? That's when they came out with one. And he further says, I'll just read from his little email here. He said, Canon's radio wireless system is not new. It's been out for over 5 years. The old 580 EX2 system was line of sight. Everybody else was too expensive unless you count third-party companies, which he mentions here. And the Canon radio wireless system offers ETTL, manual, and thyristor exposure mode operation. All 5 groups can be controlled from camera via ST-E3RT transmitter or Canon RT flash unit. Groups can be mixed and matched with ETTL, M, or thyristor mode. It's actually a very intuitive system. Listed range is 100 feet from the transmitting unit, but may vary depending on radio traffic in the area. So, we stand corrected. Thank you, Eric, very much for bringing that to our attention, and we always do appreciate it when our listeners jump in and let us know if we have said something incorrect and then needs fixing. And clearly that one did. So appreciate that very much.
Thank you for just listening. Thank you.
All right. So have you got anything on your list here, or you want me to start today?
Actually, I thought big news was what I had seen was our buddy Trey has switched from Mac to Windows.
Didn't I mention this a couple episodes ago?
I don't think
Maybe
so.
I didn't.
I don't think so.
Oh. Okay.
Because I like the news that says Apple is dead to me. Maybe I was just behind the thing and I found it. I was like, what?
Yeah, well, and in all fairness, this is a good article that Ron is referring to. This is Trey Ratcliff, and his website is stuckincustoms.com, and he has made the switch. He started out as a Windows user long ago, and then made the switch over to the Mac, Apple software for all his photographic needs, and then here lately he has decided that he needs to switch back. And this is on the photofocus.com. They also have a photofocus podcast, which is also good too. So on photofocus there, and this is also on Trey's website, talking about his switch from Apple to Windows, and he's kind of that's a lot. There's some controversy on that. So I didn't mean to steal your thunder there.
No, that's all right. That's all right. No, I just thought this was interesting because he kind of goes through the whole system of telling you how to do it. If you're interested in actually going through, this is an article telling you on how to switch, or at least how Trey switched.
So why is he switching? I guess that's the big question our listeners are going to want to know.
As I read, he felt like Apple isn't keeping up with current technology. That they aren't able to run the software. They're not advancing.
Yeah. So as I kind of get this, it sounded like he was saying that their new systems are not fast enough for what he needs to do. He's and so he had to switch because all their new systems weren't adequate as far as their I guess just really their speed and power.
Yes, of what is needed within the machines now.
Yeah.
But he came out with, Apple may be dead, but Aurora still has my heart. So he's really pushing for them to start switching over that software.
The company MacPhun, MacPhun, which is also one of our affiliates now. So if you do have a Mac and you're not planning on switching anytime soon, the MacPhun Aurora software that Trey uses, and they're working on porting it to Windows. So in a few months, it won't matter which one you have; they'll be the same version. But clearly, he does some incredible things. Well, I should say it's probably just his talent. It's probably not the software. It's probably just the fact that Trey's just that good. Yeah. So, and I'm sure the software doesn't hurt as well. It looks. When it comes out for Windows, I'm there. I'm gonna get it. You?
Hey, I'm thinking that this move may push them a little bit harder to switch it over.
I think they're working probably as fast as they can. There's a big market out there untapped from Windows. It would behoove them, to do the Windows as fast as they can. So I don't think that's a problem. But
yeah, I thought it was funny though because he just recently put out this official statement, stating that he wasn't crazy or anything, and of sound mind and body and understanding the two aspects. That's what brought it to mind. That brought it back up to me because he just put out this whole new statement.
Well, I think Trey is a very good marketer as well, and I think he's completely aware that there was going to be controversy, in that, and that was going to get his name spread around again.
That's true.
Yeah, the Mac fans are not happy with him, and I don't blame them. But and I've always kind of tried to be system agnostic. That there's room for everybody, and both systems have their strengths and weaknesses, and especially today, they're a lot more similar than they are different.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, a lot more similar than they are different.
So it's going to be leapfrog. It'll be, probably Apple's going to respond, and the next systems they come out with are just going to smoke the Windows machines, and he'll have to switch back. So at least for a few minutes. I don't know. Good on you, Trey. All right.
Yeah.
Keep them talking about you.
That's good.
You bet. Okay. So, incredible images from SkyPixel 2016. This is over on the dpreview.com website, and they're talking about DJI's SkyPixel 2016 aerial photography competition. And this, if you have one of those drones, and I resisted getting one because I don't want to chase, if it goes down on the cactus, I don't want to chase it. But nonetheless, they're getting very good, or they've been very good. And, they're kind of like before. It's like, they took pretty good videos, but the stills were kind of weak. But that's really not true anymore. They are very powerful image capturing machines. And this website is showing some of these images here.
Well, that's cool.
That are really, really nice. They've got some great, some beautiful images that were taken from the, from the advantage that, hey, this is how you get up this high without a ladder. There's no way to get this high unless you're on a helicopter. And rotorcraft is hideously expensive to rent, much cheaper to buy a very high quality.
It puts a whole new spin on landscape photography.
Yeah, how else could you take these images? It would be a helicopter, and that's prohibitively expensive. So there's some really great ones on here. We'll link to this in the show notes for you to take a look at.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, these are some These are some great shots. Those of you that are listening on the audio version, you're missing these, so you have to check our website, coolphototools.com, and click on the links. We'll link you to this.
Wow.
And if you're on the YouTube video, you're getting kind of a little preview of it. All right, Rhonda, what you got?
Oh, well, this is with Jay's help. My home PC decided to just die. I
hate it when they do that.
I do too. But it took its time on dying, so I have to give it credit. It allowed me enough time to pull all information that I hadn't backed up onto another drive off of it, although it took a couple of weeks. Just every time that it would boot up, it was less likely to boot up. I had to do chest compressions on it to keep it going.
That worked?
Kind of, yeah. At one point, I didn't think it worked at all, and I ended up, because of the drive going bad, it would lock itself tight to where the only way that you could get it to move again would be to hard power it down and bring it back up. And one of the times when I hard powered it down and brought it back up, I came back to a black screen that said, "There is no operating system." And I went, uh-oh, this may be the end of the end. But I had originally, I had saved Windows 7, even though I was running Windows 10, on a thumb drive, and I stuck it in, and it kind of spurred the drive a bit, and it said, well, it can't find this operating system. When I pulled it out and restarted the computer, it did start back up. And then I was able to continue and pull everything back off. So once I got everything off, we were talking.
Now, wait, what?
Well, once I got everything off, and you and I had talked, I had originally gotten a new drive from Dell, which was a Seagate 2 terabyte drive, and you had suggested that I get a solid state drive.
Mm-hmm.
And you had suggested this drive. And so this is a Samsung solid state drive. I got the 500 gigabyte that I just put in strictly to run my operating system and my program files. That's it. And this thing is swinging fast. Did that and put a Western Digital 4 terabyte black drive in it, which is a very nice drive also. And so, yeah, the thing is it's smoking now. I have to thank Jay. So, thank you, Jay.
Okay, well, good. Well, you had to do something if it was going to go, it was going to go under anyway.
It was going to go south. There was no doubt.
So that's, you always want to be sure that you have all your stuff backed up.
And I've been hearing more and more
scenarios.
people having problems with hard drive failure. I
You
don't
think
know.
it's something in global climate change there?
No.
Is that?
Didn't you recently have to switch off a computer because you were having problems with hard drive? Were you
nope.
having hard drive failure, or did you just decide you needed a new computer?
No, I thought that's actually an unrelated event here. I thought I was losing the drive, but it turned out it was a software that I was using had a glitch that caused some of my files not to be deletable. But anyway, we got that straightened out, so we're good there.
Okay, never mind. Okay, moving on to Jay.
Yes.
Jay?
Oh, sorry.
Hello, Jay.
Yes.
He'd
I was
gone into
adjusting the sound on the switcher
He'd
here.
gone into a little time warp there. Had to bring him back.
That happens to me. Yeah. Okay, so did you see this?
What?
Now this actually it's been a while here, and this is on the BHPhotoVideo website. I just came up with that here. This is Canon releases a new trio of new cameras: the M6 Mirrorless, the T7i, and the 77D DSLRs. So I'm going to link to these. We won't belabor all the specs on these here, but Canon is still kicking them out and cranking them out right and left here. I was interested in the EOS M6, which is the mirrorless one, but it's not quite enough yet. We need a few more features to make me go, but
Okay,
it's
so
getting
why? What?
it's getting closer, and so on.
So you're sticking with your Sony.
Well, but I still have my Canon 5D Mark III.
True.
So, and I'm not selling that anytime either. So now I'm just stuck with both systems. So how did that help me?
Just you're having to buy double lenses now.
Yeah, that's right. I had to buy two of everything.
Yeah,
so that is completely unhelpful. Well, because I think nobody's perfect. Canon's not perfect. Sony's not perfect. It just depends what you do. As far as there are some cameras are better for one type of situation, and others are better for something else. So anyway, all right, Rhonda.
Okay. As we knew a while back, talking of buying new cameras, I was really looking forward to Nikon's new DL Series that they were going to put out. And
Just refresh my memory on that.
okay, I was looking. They were going to put out a DL 20. A 24 by 500, which was a bridge camera. That was just smoking. I mean, the specs that they had out on this camera, I was just like, oh my gosh, they really had reeled me in. And then they
Oh, this is the one you had pre-ordered?
I had, yeah. And now they have officially announced that it's a no-go. It says, corporation announced today that the sale of the long-awaited DL series of premium compact cameras, which was their DL 1850 and their DL 2485 and their DL 24500, which was the one.
You're just rattling off a bunch of numbers
Well,
like I
know
just said. It was
but
hard.
that was all their cameras. That was that series of cameras. They had 3 different cameras that they were putting out that they canceled out.
Okay, well,
so-
it's pretty much, you don't have to name them off. They're all discontinued.
They're DL dead.
Yeah.
All of them.
They're dead to
gone.
me.
Yeah.
They're dead to everybody.
Which is just, it was sad. Everybody was looking, I had a couple different people that was looking forward to getting these lenses, or these cameras.
Now, these were the ones that had non-interchangeable lenses?
Right.
Ultra zooms
Yeah.
on them?
Yeah, they had ultra, well, not all, that's why I was
Some of them
stating
had-
them off, because not all of them were ultra
Oh, I see. There was the
zooms.
one that was the 24 to 500.
Right.
I got you. Okay.
So not
These
all
were
of them.
super zooms then, kind of, basically, or were they just
Kind of.
mirrorless? Or some of both?
They were bridge.
Okay, so
They were bridge
super,
cameras.
super zooms, yeah.
But do you consider an 18 to 50 a super zoom?
No.
That's why I said. That's
Well,
why they had 3 different cameras.
Okay, you're probably right. It's probably better called bridge. Than,
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. The 24 to 500 I'd call a super zoom.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well,
So, yeah, just sad.
this is all terminology. They just keep changing them just to screw us up over there.
But it was sad because
Well, that is sad because, when that means there's less competition, there's less push for other companies to develop cameras that are, keep the competition going. So, yeah, I'm sad to see that too. But I also understand because pretty much the camera phones are eating the camera manufacturer's lunch.
Do you think that's what's causing it?
I think that's a big part of it. Yeah, I mean, as far as if you look at just some of the statistics on pictures that are being taken, the camera phone is in your pocket. You have it; it's ready to go. The quality of the picture just keeps getting better and better and better. And
Well, they said you can see by the chart above that they were stating that the total value of fixed lens camera market is significantly smaller than the market for interchangeable lens cameras. I thought that's interesting.
okay,
So
all right.
they were just looking and saying that this was not going to, that they were going to lose money, is what they're looking at.
Well, there is a lot of competition. I grant you that. Sony has come out with one, and there's a few other companies that that have come out with cameras in that. Fuji has some in that. And if you're going to look at the camera, and the advantage of having a big lens like that, I can I don't get the ones that have the fixed lens.
Right.
Not just fixed. I mean but the low zoom ratio. The
Right.
18 to 50s fixed.
Right.
Really, you're not going to compete with camera phones on that. But the super zooms that have, the 24 to 500s, okay, that's a different story. All of a sudden, you have a ton of lenses attached and ready to roll. But, of course, all things being equal, they're not going to be the same quality as if you bought the DSLRs that have the lenses you can change out. Of course, you're going to have a lot more money into it, too. They're going to generally have higher megapixel rates. They're going to be sharper. So maybe it's just there's not a market. There's just there's the high end people and there's the camera phone people and
And I
there's
think that's what they're just looking at.
not that much in the middle. Okay, well.
I'm just disappointed. I
Okay,
wanted
so
that camera.
Rhonda needs a new camera now.
No, I was interested in this camera because it was going to be a good walk around camera. I have, like I said, I have the 5D Mark III. I love my 5D Mark III. I'm not getting rid of it. But I have a ton of lenses. So anytime I go to shoot something, I have to think out, what am I going to go shoot? What lenses am I going to pack? This one was a great all-around camera that I could throw in the car and always have a camera that would have that full range. From 24 to 500 is a pretty nice range. And how they had talked about this camera, it was going to be a swinging nice camera. It was image stabilized inside the camera and with the lens, and it was going to have the upper end Nikkor lenses that they were talking about. I don't know, sad, but there you go.
Well, you can't blame them for wanting to stay profitable in this.
Well, that's true.
In this industry that is in massive flux.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you see this?
What is that?
This is at audubon.org, audubon.org, and they're showing some pictures here. They have an article here, I guess is why I linked to this. And this is why closer is not always better when photographing birds. And you probably knew this, and I knew this, but I think a lot of people that that start taking pictures of birds or becoming interested in being birders and whatnot, in their excitement to get some great bird photos, particularly of birds in the wild, that you could do more damage than good. And as a photographer, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be careless and actually cause wildlife not to populate as well, or to move on to other areas that may not be as advantageous for them. And so that's what this article, I'll link to this in the show notes, and this is on audubon.org, and they are talking about that very thing about, how you got to have to be a little careful when you're going after the critters here. You don't want to get them upset where they leave their nests and they don't return. Those would be really bad things, for a photographer to do.
How at the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum that you don't flash on nesting hummingbirds.
Yeah, you don't use your flash on those birds because they don't want them to leave the nests and get those little eggs cold.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And same sort of thing. You're disrupting.
It's just something that I thought, maybe new landscape photographers, might not think about this. And so it's a pretty good article about it.
So in other words, don't climb the tree to get a close-up of the nest with the little baby birds in it.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. But it can be more surprising. You might think you're far enough away and you're not causing any damage, and that might not be the case.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. Rhonda, what do you got?
Oh, hold on. He always does. It's like, what do you have? It's like, who knows what I have? This is falls under the kind of crazy stuff. This is custom lens hood. You can actually print out your own little PDF of a custom lens hood. Yep. Well, and this may sound crazy, but like my 7200, one day I'm looking for my lens hood on it and cannot find it. If I would have had this program, I would have gone in with a black sheet of paper and printed off and made myself one. And they have all different cameras and their lens hoods listed.
Well, now wait a minute. Now, how are you making these? You're printing out of paper?
Yes, you see how you PDF them.
Okay,
and
so you download a PDF file and then you can print it.
They give you the little cutout version of it so that you can then cut it out and fold it up and make your own little lens hood.
Okay, but not going to be very durable.
Not durable, but it would come in
by.
handy if you needed one like ASAP. Like
okay,
I said,
or maybe if you needed one for a lens that doesn't come with one or doesn't have one, you maybe could make one up something there.
Right.
Well, that's pretty wacky. What's the website? What's the URL for that?
This is www.lenshoods.net.
Okay.
So, at least I think that's what this one is. Let me do an F11C. Yeah, lens hood, and it's.
This one's lenshoods.
lenshoods.co.uk. But I thought that was that's crazy. So they've got a whole list over on the side of all the different popular type lenses and their hoods, and like I said, I think that's cool for all you geeky people that want to do that.
Okay.
Which would be me. I'd do it.
Okay.
Now that Jay has humored me. All right, Jay, what do you have? Move on.
Well. Okay, so this is coming to us from the resourcemagonline.com, And this is 30 YouTube channels every photographer should follow in 2017. Now, if you've been following YouTube channels in 2016, well, clearly they're no longer relevant. So this is your new list. And there's some pretty good, I agree with some of these. These are some good ones that you could take a look at. Lots of these on here. I'm going to link to this in the show notes, so you can go down here and take a look at these. And these are in reverse chronological order from, I assume that means from worst to best. They're going backwards here, from 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. And so I could, crispy shorts. Now that's one that I haven't followed before. Yeah, that's a guy's name. He changed his name to Crispy Shorts. Here's a Camera Store TV, Creative Live. Yeah, do you ever watch Creative Live? Sometimes there's some good stuff on there.
No, but I'm just thinking, what a great marketing to do Crispy Shorts, because everybody would remember you.
That's right. See, I called that out on here, and the other guys that had normal names didn't even get mentioned.
No, exactly. But Crispy Shorts, that's stuck.
Okay, and we said it a whole bunch of times, too.
We did.
Yeah, okay.
We just advertised you real big.
Good on you. Okay. That sounds like a Trey Ratcliff thing to do, even. I said that a bunch of times, too, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
All right. And
you don't have to advertise him. Everybody knows who he is.
And Kai Wong is his own channel here at number 1. You probably remember him from Digital Rev, which he retired there and started up his own thing here. And he's pretty entertaining. So there's lots of good stuff out there to watch. If you don't get around to watching our channel, it's okay. There's other good stuff. We understand.
These guys, I thought they were very interesting. It's Cooph, C-O-O-P-H, that handles a lot of different...
You don't think that PH sound is pronounced like an F?
Cooph.
Like, is it...
Cooph.
Is it...
Cooph.
Is it Cooph?
Cooph.
Cooph. Cooph.
That's worse.
Well, okay, the PH is obviously for photography. What is the C? And there's a couple of apertures for the OO.
OO looks like lenses.
We're just going to have to admit that we don't really know how to pronounce this. So it's C-O-O-P-H.
C-O-O-P-H. But they've got a kind of a cool line of photography stuff.
I think we've talked about them before.
We have, but their newest thing that they came out with that I was looking at was, of course, as I'm always looking, let it roll around, is they had these rope straps, which I thought were kind of, I thought they were kind of interesting. If I can go back.
These are camera straps?
They're camera straps.
And they're made out of rope?
Oh, they're made out of like a heavy duty type.
I used to have suspenders that were made out of rope.
Did you? I bet they were lovely. You can let me...
Still wear them occasionally.
All right, hold on.
No, I'm kidding.
Yes,
it has a certain look. People look at you a certain way when you wear rope suspenders.
People look at you some way when you wear suspenders, period, Jay.
Well, it keeps your pants up.
Well, that's true.
All right, Rhonda's racing through this.
Yeah, here, let's go to camera straps. There you go. All right. So they're Leica rope straps.
Are these only fit Leicas?
Oh, I'm not thinking, probably not. But I thought they're just kind of cool looking.
Did Leica originate the trend here?
Probably.
These are not these are not sisal ropes. These are actually, these are kind of more like they're kind of a nylon
looking
sailor rope thingy. Probably not nylon, but they're a round, colorful braided rope.
Braided type rope material.
And do these dig into your neck like a typical rope might?
Jay has a
Probably you wouldn't want that on a real heavy camera, would you?
I wouldn't think misses.
I don't
but
know.
Look how styling they're looking.
How much would these cost?
Oh, this says, let's see if we hit buy now and see what we hit within the U.S.
Oh, Ron is getting the pop-ups.
I am. Hold on, because they're only showing UK prices.
Okay. 65 pounds.
Yeah.
65 euros. Are you going to change that? Because with Brexit, we probably are. 65 euros.
Yeah.
So, it's probably around $70, $80, something like that.
Probably. I liked how they looked. I thought they were kind of stylish looking.
Well, you know what time it is?
Is it time to say bye?
It is. We've talked our way through another podcast.
We have.
All right,
Yes.
everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Next week,
All
same bat time, same bat channel.
I know. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.